What if the man who promised to drain the swamp instead turned the White House into a pardon mill, scribbling get-out-of-jail-free cards for his insurrectionist inner circle while the government ground to a halt? Imagine a president so desperate to bury his Epstein skeletons that he engineers the longest shutdown in history, only for it to boomerang, forcing Congress back into session and lighting the fuse on files that could torch his legacy. And here's the grotesque punchline. Even as 8 Democratic senators caved last night, handing Trump a win on a silver platter, the orange overlord managed to screw himself spectacularly, unleashing a barrage of symbolic pardons that scream guilty as charged, louder than a Mar-a-Lago megaphone. America, this isn't governance. It's a gangster's garage sale where democracy's heirlooms are hawked to the highest bidder in Trump's cult of corruption. Buckle up for this epic evisceration of Trump 2.0, where the stable genius flails like a toddler in a tantrum, his second term devolving into a fever dream of felony favors and fiscal farce. We'll autopsy the shutdown surrender, 40 days of pain for federal families, all to shield billionaire tax breaks and Epstein's elite enablers, then dive into the pardon pandemonium that pardoned plotters like Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows, exposing Trump's tyrannical playbook in vivid, vomit-inducing detail. This isn't just commentary. It's a clarion call laced with sarcasm sharp as a subpoena, irony thicker than Trump's denial, and outrage that burns brighter than his spray tan. From the Epstein files flickering back to life like a zombie apocalypse for autocrats to the Democratic defections that dented our party's spine, Trump's not winning. He's wilting, a wannabe kingpin whose crown's slipping faster than his grip on reality. Let's roast this rotten regime until the MAGA mirage melts away. Picture the scene. October 1st, 2025. The fiscal new year dawns like a bad hangover. And bam, government grinds to a grotesque halt. The longest shutdown in American history clocking in at a soul-crushing 40 days. Federal workers furloughed, food banks besieged, air traffic snarled like Trump's comb-over in a gale. All because Donald J. Trump, that paragon of America First, decided to hold the nation's paycheck hostage. Why? Not for border walls or military might, oh no. This was the Epstein shutdown, a cynical stall tactic to smother the release of files that could finger the powerful perverts in Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile palace. Trump, ever the showman, waved it off like a bad review. "I don't worry about that," he smirked to Politico. As if shuttering SNAP benefits and slashing veterans' care was just another Tuesday at the 19th hole. The man who bankrupted casinos now bankrupts the body politic. His leadership a masterclass in malice. Republicans, those fiscal hawks turned shutdown vultures, demanded a clean CR continuing resolution. For the uninitiated, funding the government through November 21st without a whiff of Democratic demands. Democrats? We held the line, insisting on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies that shield 20 million Americans from premium Armageddon, doublings, triplings for working families already crushed by Trump's tariff tsunamis. Bernie Sanders nailed it on the Senate floor. In my state of Vermont, premiums will double, triple, quadruple. People paying 50% of their income for health care? Does anybody think that makes sense? And the kicker? Kicking $15 million off Medicaid, dooming 50,000 to unnecessary deaths yearly, per Yale and Penn studies, all to fund $1 trillion in tax breaks for Trump's billionaire buddies. Envision a Virginia postal worker, badge dangling like a noose, staring at an empty fridge as SNAP stalls and shutdown pain pulses through her veins. That's Trump's gift to the heartland. Hunger as leverage, furloughs as foreplay to his fiscal fetish. Emotional inferno. This isn't policy. It's predation. A president pimping public suffering for private plunder. Senate Majority Leader John Thune tried 14 times to ram through the clean bill, each flop a filibuster-fueled no from Democrats demanding dignity over despair. Chuck Schumer floated a compromise. Reopen now, extend subsidies for a year, $35 billion annually, pocket change for a plutocrat like Trump. GOP sneer. Non-starter, Thune spat, as if protecting healthcare was some commie conspiracy. Trump, who golfed through gridlock while aides whispered king-like powers, now lectures on efficiency via Elon Musk's Doge hatchet squad, slashing agencies like a drunk barber. Chris Murphy eviscerated it on ABC. This is what happens in totalitarian states. He pays loyalists, starves the rest. And the Epstein angle? Pure poison. House Speaker Mike Johnson slow-walked swearing in Rep-elect Adelita Grijalva, the tiebreaker for a discharge petition forcing Epstein file votes, because her signature would have blown the lid off Trump's ties to the Lolita Express. Jamie Raskin thundered, Trump's DOJ killed the co-conspirator probe, shielding powerful individuals in a gigantic cover-up. Flight logs? Trump and Melania jetting with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, Mar-a-Lago minglefests masking the monster. AG Pam Bondi stonewalled Senate queries. Who ordered FBI flags on Trump mentions? Crickets. This shutdown wasn't happenstance. It was hostage-taking, Trump's tantrum to torch transparency. Hakeem Jeffries blasted, weaponizing hunger for healthcare havoc. As parks shuttered and paychecks evaporated, Trump tweeted tariffs, triumphs, lies as groceries gouged families 2.7% higher. Emotional gut punch, moms rationing ramen, vets vending plasma, Trump's beautiful America, where the forgotten fester while he feasts. November 9th, 2025, Senate convenes on a Sunday sacrilege. And in a 60-40 cloture vote, 8 Democrats, centrist capitulators like Tim Kaine, Maggie Hassan, Catherine Cortez Masto, Jean Shaheen, Jackie Rosen, Dick Durbin, John Fetterman, and Angus King, crossed the Rubicon, advancing a C.R. Sands subsidy salvation. Kaine cooed, protects federal workers from firings, as if reversing Trump's RIFs, reductions in force, erased the existential dread. Hassan, lines at food banks like the pandemic. Yeah, thanks to your shutdown complicity. The deal? Fund through January 30, 2026, with mini appropriations for vets, aid, military, crumbs for the catastrophe, and a promise of a December vote on subsidies, no passage pledged. Oh, the valor. These 8 saviors surrendered the field after Tuesday's triumphs. Virginia Blue Wave, Jersey Dem Deluge, NYC Socialist Surge, where voters roared for resistance, not retreat. Murphy mourned. Disappointed as I've been throughout the entire Trump presidency, what was 40 days of pain for? We hurt our brand. Bernie bellowed, horrific mistake. Throwing $15 million off healthcare, 50,000 die yearly. Not funny. Elizabeth Warren. Policy and political disaster. Schumer's calculus? Let retiring relics like Durbin and Shaheen vote aye, shielding centrists from primaries while he knows for the cameras, a Machiavellian maneuver masking moral malaise. Envision the caucus chamber, progressives pounding podiums as moderates murmur compromise, their spines softening like overripe fruit. House Dems howl, Hakeem Jeffries, won't support without subsidies. Fight the GOP bill. AOC and Sanders' stroll and scold video. What do we say to 50,000 dead? Suckers? Emotional evisceration. This rift rends the resistance, trust torched like Trump's tax returns. Voters didn't elect enablers, they demanded dragon slayers. Yet here we are, handing Trump a holiday from hell. Subsidies sidelined till December's deceitful dance. The shutdown meant to maim Democrats boomeranged, blaming Trump in polls 61-39 for economic agony. O'Reilly even admitted, people angry over prices. Excuses walk. But our cave? It seeds the narrative, letting Trump's mandate myth metastasize. Rhetorical rebuke. Centrists, your pragmatism is poison. Progressives propel us, not platitudes. Rebuild the brand or bury it. Enter the Epstein elephant trumpeting through the shutdown rubble. Trump's masterstroke? Stall. House recess since September. Grijalva unsworn. The tie for the discharge petition demanding DOJ disgorge Epstein docs. Johnson. Shiny object for Dems, as if transparency's a trinket. But the cave cracked it open. House reconvenes Wednesday, 36 hours post-Senate, Punchbowl reports, 218 signatures imminent, files floodgates flung. Ro Khanna. Advocacy working. Get Grijalva sworn, Congress to work. Trump's hoax, he huffs. Yet Bondi buried the probe, SDNY active till January, then poof, files ferried to D.C., no client list memo in July. Raskin rages, killed investigation into billion-dollar sex ring, shielding powerful enablers. Musk's X-bomb, Trump in the files. Garcia Lynch letter, withheld because they implicate Trump? Flight logs, Trump fam jetting with the devil. Mar-a-Lago Maxwell mingle. Bondi blinks at White House. Photos Epstein showed? Don't know. Imagine the Lolita ledger, ledgers of lust listing lords like Trump banned from Mar-a-Lago. Too late, the stain sticks. Emotional exorcism. Victims' voices vaporized for VIPs' veils. Survivors scream for sunlight. Trump shrouds in shutdown shadows. Now with House humming, files fly. Nothing Trump can do, Jim Acosta crows. Irony apocalypse, shut down to suppress? It summoned the specter. Epstein's empire echoing Trump's end. November 9th witching hour. Trump unleashes 77 pardons, full, complete, unconditional, for his 2020 election evildoers, per pardon attorney Ed Martin's ex-dump. Rudy Giuliani, sweat-mopped seditionist. Mark Meadows, Meadows of mendacity. John Eastman Kodak of kangaroo courts. Sidney Powell, Kraken unleashing kook. Kenneth Chesebro, fake elector forger. Boris Epstein, Epstein-adjacent enabler. All absolved, plus fake electors from swing state scams. Undated doc, no federal charges yet, but symbolic? Please, it's a shield against future feds, statute-dodging salvation. Trump's "Not for me," the proclamation piously proclaims, as if self-pardon shenanigans weren't his first-term fantasy. Jenna Ellis, flip-flopping felon, joins the Jubilee, guilty in Georgia, now gilded by grace. Politico's Ken Vogel. Not symbolic. Co-conspirators shielded from Jack Smith's ghosts. State charges linger. Arizona, Wisconsin, Nevada, but federal firewall? Fortified. Emotional eruption. This is Trump's totalitarian tango, pardons as payola for plotters who plotted his palace coup. Reward friends, punish foes, as Jonathan Turley tallied. Maxwell whispers, Comey indictments. Envision the Oval at midnight, Trump scrawling signatures like a spider on stationery, aides averting eyes as Giuliani grins ghostly via Zoom. Healing begins, Martin mules. Healing? For democracy's wounds, irony inferno. The man who moaned witch hunt now witches his witches away. Meadows' memoir mockery mid-shutdown misery. Rhetorical roar. Pardons aren't power. They're panic. Preemptive pleas from a president pursued by his past. Peel the pardon parchment. And Trump's true terror throbs. A narcissist nuclear. His very large brain bloated with bigotry. His leadership a laceration on liberty. Drunk with power, Bill Mayer mocked. Spot on as Trump tariffs truth, shut down starved scrutiny. Grandiose golf tweets amid furlough famines. Threats to slash NYC funds post-Mamdani mayoral massacre. Contradictions cascade. Humble humbug. Unity unraveled into animals' asylums. Cognitive cracks? Wettest hurricane. Word wreckage from a genius glitching. Trump's a tragic trope. Dorian Gray in denial. Portrait of putrefaction behind the oval veneer. Emotional elegy. He birthed John. Six's bloodbath now baptizes its butchers. Democracy's defibrillator denied. From Epstein entanglements to election evisceration, his flaws fester. Fraudulent, frail, fatally flawed. Our party's puncture? Painful but pivot point. Progressives propel. Sanders' subsidy salvo, AOC's accountability anthem, rally round reform. Midterms loom, 26 flips on fiscal fire, healthcare is halberd. Emotional exhortation, trust torched? Torchback, unite unyieldingly, or perish piecemeal. Trump's shutdown self-sabotage, pardon profusion, Epstein evasion, unfit, unhinged, un-American. Evict the emperor. Exalt equity. Who's with the warriors?